Okay, Will, what made you pick this piece and why did you ask Nicola to do it?
Mostly because I really enjoyed the series, because at the point when I was picking a monologue, I was just watching loads of different TV shows and movies. Then this one came up and I just thought, it's different and I don't think anyone else would be doing it in the class, so...
What's the series again?
It's called Arrow, Season 3, if I remember
And the
right.
character is?
Ra's al Ghul. He's the main villain of the season.
Yeah. It was a good piece to pick, actually, because it's heavy in context and also the subtext is nice. What made you ask him to do it?
It was mostly sort of just... I liked his performance when I was just throwing it at people, saying like, oh, okay, because when I started, I was just giving the actors the piece of paper and say, okay, could you just read this for me and give your own perspective of the dialogue, please? And Nick did his performance and I really liked it, to be honest.
Nick, what resonated with you about this piece? Why did you like it? What did you understand about the character before you started it?
Well, I only watch. I was watching Darrow's TV series also, but I couldn't get that season, the third. But I remember the Liam Neeson performance like in Batman.
Right.
Face. Yeah, and then actually I think it's close to what Ra's al Ghul sees in the world, like he's replacing evil with death, which he's actually in his perspective he's the good guy, helping
Right.
out, and I thought, yeah, that's kind of right point because all the evil characters has their beliefs and they believe in it because they think they're doing something greater, and so I feel like close to that because they're doing the things that people are afraid to.
Okay, interesting. How was it working with Will?
It was pretty good. He was trying to express his mind, and I already had like a vision of what he's wanting me to do. So there's like that connection again. And
Good.
I was like,
How did that performance reflect what you had in your mind?
Pretty much that was what I was trying to go for. We sort of like did it in stages at the beginning, sort of just like at the start it was just like, okay, let's try pacing, and then recently we added the okay, let's start with the kneeling and then with the sword and twirling it.
Yeah.
So it's more like just a development of sort of just like, okay, let's try this idea, and then okay, we'll throw a bit of this and a bit of that, and then.
How have you found the process of directing actors?
At the start I found it very difficult because I think anyone would find it a little bit difficult at the start, but as you get used to it and get to know your actor, it gets a little bit more easy.
What was the hardest thing?
Just, initially getting up to speak to your actors, really.
It's true, it's very difficult to make people do that. What advice would you give to Will as a director?
maybe he would like really going to try to really express what in his mind, how he's seeing the scene, like what he's seeing to do. And because it's like most of it was guessing, he couldn't have he had his clear vision of what he wants me to do, but he couldn't express it. So maybe if he tries to put that into words somehow, it will be really helpful.
More practice, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, thanks very much, guys.